Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Front Row Access Podcast. I'm your host, Stephen Russo, and that's my co-host, Gavin. Now, first and foremost, before we get started with this whole thing, the virtual podcast will definitely be continuing as the semester develops, because when you got two broke college kids that go to school in different states, this is what's going to happen. So, my in-person ones will still be with Anthony, my cousin, but anything that's going to have to do with Gavin is going to be the virtual setup, and I'm so happy I managed to figure it out. So anyway, we got to talk about some things today, right? First of all, I want to thank y'all for the 19 views that you gave us on YouTube and the 3 plays on Spotify. Appreciate the support. And because our SummerSlam episode did really well, but it seemed like our Cody Rhodes episode did even better. So I want to thank you guys for those 27 views on that one. And yeah. And in case you didn't, go ahead, Gavin.
Speaking of SummerSlam, I would like to say we were in that episode speculating about a certain superstar's return. That superstar is Bray Wyatt. Since then, if you've been living under a rock, Bray Wyatt, Wyndham Rotunda, has sadly passed away, and it sucks.
Yeah, it was very sad. Of course, this very emotional week. Losing someone like Bray Wyatt has been crazy. I've been watching the guy since I was a little kid, and he had such a mind for the business. Very creative guy, and to the family of Wyndham Rotunda, we give our thoughts, our prayers, our condolences, and for all the wrestling fans, take a minute, you appreciate Bray Wyatt for everything that he's done, and continue to follow them buzzards.
You really have to feel for not only his family, but the other superstars in the business as well. Namely, one I can think about. Last night when Becky Lynch won her match on the main event of Raw, she started breaking down crying when she took off her Bray on main event. And after the show, actually, I saw TikTok. She was giving a really funny, actually, story of how she didn't know how to pull out the tables to set them up for a TLC match. And the same day, Bray had a match too, but he took her out to the ring to show her how to set up a table.
Which is awesome. It's truly one of the worst losses that we've had in a very, very long time. And he was so young. I think, how old was he? Like 36, something like that?
Yeah, 36.
Yeah, I think he had like 2 kids, a wife, man. Jeez, it's just awful. Safe to say he's going to be in the 2024 Hall of Fame when that happens. He completely deserves it. And, it's just awful. And, losing such a creative person like Bray Wyatt, who was able to branch out on so many, so many different characters and storylines. The brain that he had was truly made for professional wrestling. And it's just awful that we had to lose someone like that. And to think that I just saw him live back in November of last year. I didn't see him like wrestle, but I saw him cut a promo. And I didn't think that. And then he was just at the Royal Rumble against, LA Knight. And it's just kind of crazy how he's just not around anymore. It's a very tragic death, and quite frankly, one that really hurts everybody in the wrestling community, the wrestlers themselves, us too, and many more. So yeah, keep Bray Wyatt in the thoughts, obviously, and of course, rest in peace to Wyndham Rotunda. But as much as I would sit here, and I can sit here for hours and talk about how great Bray Wyatt was and how much of an influence that he had on my life and me watching wrestling and all that, we do got another PLE coming up this Saturday, and it is WWE Payback, and we got some intriguing matchups on here. Nothing Bloodline related. I'm just going to get that out the way now, so if you guys were here, just get updated on Bloodline shit. I'm sorry, there's no Bloodline shit going down on this one.
First time in forever.
First time in forever, which, I mean, let's be honest, it's kind of a refreshing thing to see different storylines than just the Bloodline one. I mean, we love the Bloodline storyline, but, holy hell. Every single PLE revolving around the Bloodline this whole year. Nice to get some breath of fresh air. So we got a couple of good matches on here. I think it's, let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. What is it, a 7-match card? Yeah. Well, we're getting that out the way. Pepsi, hit us up. I got Code Red with me today. It's my favorite flavor.
It's either, I think it's 6 plus
Is it 6?
the Grayson Waller Cody Rhodes.
Which is what I'm going to talk about first, because I think that's going to turn into a match between Grayson Waller and Cody Rhodes.
For sure. I mean, you have Cody's complete babyface energy, and then Grayson Waller just being a cocky bastard.
Mm-hmm. Oh, fuck else are you going to expect? Damn, that Code Red's hitting so different. Pepsi, hit us up, frontrowaccess15@gmail.com. But, of course, if you guys have requests, you can send it to that email address, too, or just leave it in the comments of the video. And or if you're listening on Spotify, well, I don't know, man. Head over to YouTube and throw a comment down there. But, so we're going to talk about the Grayson Waller and the Cody Rhodes thing. So, this is kind of out of left field, is it not? I wouldn't have expected Cody Rhodes to go into something with Grayson Waller. At all.
To be fair, a lot of Grayson Waller's experiences have been like that, but if you really think about it, the Grayson Waller effect, it's a podcast, so he's just going to go after big names to pull on.
Yeah. So, I mean, we had John Cena get the good old Grayson Waller rub, which I gotta talk about that too later on in the episode. But John Cena's coming back, y'all. And he's gonna be back, and I'm super excited for it because John Cena is my favorite superstar ever. And to see him, this is gonna be his longest run, like active run in like half a decade. So I'm extremely excited for this. But anyway, we're gonna go back to Cody Rhodes. So yeah, this is gonna turn into a match or a feud of some kind. I'm pretty sure. There's no way it wouldn't. And if it does end up turning into a match, I gotta say, Cody's gotta take it, because he's Cody Rhodes after all.
Yeah, definitely Cody would take it. Honestly, I can't really see it turning into a full feud, because if you really think about it, Grayson Waller's character, he hasn't really had any straight up feuds. He's really just pulled people onto the podcast and wrestled those people he pulled onto the podcast because he rubbed them the wrong way.
All being a cocky prick in the process. I fucking love Grayson Waller, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, it's like all of his interactions have really just been a one and done.
Yeah, I mean, he had the one with Rey Mysterio, and rubbed him the wrong way. The good old Grayson Waller rub. But,
he had the one with Edge.
He had the one with Edge. And then he had do you have another one? He had the one with John Cena, obviously, at Money in the Bank. That wasn't really a Grayson Waller effect episode. That was just him interrupting John Cena's.
Yeah, that was just him interrupting and then getting fucked up.
Because, of course he did. Because John Cena serving cocky heels their breakfast? Yes, that is just what he does. And we absolutely love him for it. But other than that, Cody Rhodes hasn't really been doing terribly much lately. I mean, he's been helping out with the whole Judgment Day thing, but Cody's on a bit of a plateau, if I'm gonna be honest. Doesn't really have anything going on.
I mean, well, really what do you expect? His whole thing is to finish the story and get the Undisputed Universal Championship as of right now, and, well, he didn't get it at WrestleMania. He had that whole thing with Brock. I mean, as far as big feuds, there really isn't much for him right now.
As unfortunate as it is, because I'd love to see Cody get roped into some good feuds while he waits to finish the story, because, you know, Roman's got to go deal with his cousins real quick, and then he's got to go take the belt at WrestleMania 40, probably. But, I don't know how they're going to get him there, but they'll end up getting him there, I'm pretty sure. Because, I mean, he's got it.
Either a Rumble or Elimination Chamber match.
I'm going to say Elimination Chamber, seeming as he won the Rumble last year. But, I don't know, way too early to be predicting Royal Rumble winners. I don't know who would do it as of right now. But, you know.
Early prediction, I gotta say either Cody or Gunther.
Yeah, it might be Gunther. That actually might be it. I mean, I don't think it's going to be Cody again. I mean, we've seen people win Royal Rumbles 2-3 years in a row. Stone Cold Steve Austin, for example. But, which Gavin's tremendously wearing that shirt right now, and I don't even have. I've been watching WWE for my entire life, like 15 years basically. I'm 20 years old, basically. I'm 20 years old, guys, and been watching this shit for 15 years. So I've never ever owned a Austin 316 T-shirt, which is an absolute crime. I should probably order one. But anyway. We got another intriguing match on this card too. Probably what the feud that I'm paying attention to the most, the storyline that I'm paying attention to the most for this one. And we got the megastar LA Knight, versus The Miz, in a singles match. So this is gonna be
tiny.
His balls is small, guys. I know he'll tell you otherwise, and he'd be like, if my balls were tiny. How did I get Maurice? Well, Maurice probably didn't get around much before Mr. Miz.
If you gotta say your balls are massive, they're probably pretty small.
Yeah. But this has been an intriguing feud because I mean we got two people that are absolutely excellent on the mic, and I mean even as an in-ring worker, the Miz is great. LA Knight has had a couple of botches, a couple of things that are, not as clean, not as where they're supposed to be. But then again, like he's coming from the indie scene, going into WWE. A lot of mistakes that you'll make in the indie scene are forgivable, but once you get to the WWE, everybody's just expecting you to put on like fucking Shawn Michaels style matches. So if you mess up one move, all of a sudden everybody likes to deny your in-ring abilities. But it's going to be a good one. I mean, LA Knight's been looking better lately, and of course, being on the mic and getting in a feud with The Miz, it has been extremely intriguing to me. It's been what I'm always tuning into SmackDown and Raw for is to get more on that. I know we got a whole main event that we're going to touch on later with a good storyline with Shinsuke Nakamura and Seth Rollins, but I don't know. There's something about this LA Knight and Miz feud that's just really turning me on. I don't know what it is. It might just be a good one.
Definitely one of the better feuds in the card.
I think it's because they're both so great on the mic. It's just, pardon me, and just makes it entertaining. They're just going in there, they're like roasting the fucking shit out of each other. I mean, granted,
Yeah, for sure.
it looks like Miz has been owning him in a couple of the exchanges, but then just recently on Monday Night Raw, him coming out dressed as LA Knight, tricking all of us up, tricked me up at first, but this isn't the first time Miz has done that. He did that with The Rock and John Cena to distract John Cena before WrestleMania 27. I remember that. And, it's been a crazy feud. And, it seems like Miz is very jealous of how big LA Knight has become in just the past couple of months, despite him being that two-time Grand Slam champion, despite him climbing that mountain multiple times, doing pretty much everything that there is to accomplish in WWE, which I'm pretty sure he has accomplished everything except win a Royal Rumble. But I could be wrong there. If I'm wrong, correct me in the comments. But
I think you might be right.
I think the only thing Miz hasn't done is won a Royal Rumble. I think he's done everything else. So yeah, Miz, obviously we're meant to hate him, but I can't help but love the guy. I've been watching him since I was small, and he's always been the same guy, and he's always been that one heel that just keeps the fucking boat rolling when you got a fucking shit ton of baby faces and that need a heel. Miz is always a reliable bad guy.
He's a natural-born heel.
Mm-hmm. And him coming from these humble beginnings and not even being able to, dress in the locker room, and to now him being this big star that he is now. It's a nice story. It's a touching story. This guy went from basically nothing, not having any character at all, not being able to get over, to be getting, and attempting to be a babyface, then attempting to be a heel, but couldn't quite get the shtick, then eventually made it. And then, 2010 and 11 were like big years for, obviously he went to main event the WrestleMania 27, which was in 2011. So, all those things. Miz has got a lot of accolades. We love him over here, but we also love to hate him. And, LA Knight bursting onto the scene in very similar fashion, the same brash and bold guy that Miz is, but, just a little bit more Attitude Era, a lot more. You got a lot of aspects of Stone Cold and The Rock. You can tell he's got a lot of influence there, but they're pretty much cut from the same cloth. Both guys are cocky, both guys are brash, but just one's a heel.
He's dressed as LA Knight. I mean, he was, he kept saying, what in hell? He said, give me a hell yeah.
He said, give me a hell yeah. Oh, no, wait, no. That was a golden segment. Please fucking protect Miz at all costs. That man is a national treasure. But, yeah, it's gonna be a crazy... It's been a crazy build-up, and we still got a SmackDown to go through. I don't know what they're gonna do there, seeing as LA Knight is a member of the Blue Brand. Don't know what he's gonna do to push this feud into Payback on Saturday, and it's gonna be a good match, I think. And if you want LA Knight to keep getting over, you're gonna make him win here. So I'm gonna be taking LA Knight to win this match.
I mean, shit, like, you're right. We do have another SmackDown left. They did completely change the last SmackDown. We very well could get a last-minute match squeezed in that we won't have a full card on here.
Yeah, so we'll never know. So this actually be a bunch of fake news. I mean, we pretty much scrapped a whole lot of SmackDown last week for obvious reasons. Obviously, the Bray Wyatt passing is, you're gonna do a lot for. You're gonna do a lot for him. You're gonna make sure that he's well remembered, and now that the wound is still fresh. But yeah, so we're gonna see what happens. We got Jimmy Uso returning this Friday on SmackDown, because as of right now, guys, it's not uploaded yet, but it's currently Tuesday. I have not seen SmackDown yet, but I don't know when this is going to get out there. I'm going to assume maybe it'll be out there tomorrow, maybe on Wednesday, possibly Thursday, but it'll definitely be out there before SmackDown. So keep that in mind before you go down in the comments and be like, hey, yo, you forgot about this match. He's like, yeah, bro, chill.
Yeah, we ain't forget. It just didn't exist yet.
We ain't forget. It just didn't exist. It's Tuesday, guys. We're recording this on a fucking Tuesday. So,
and they did wait a really long time to solidify these matches.
Yeah, dude, I'm like, yeah, Payback's coming, but, I got no fucking matches to go through, and usually, they're gonna build up the matches well in advance, 3 weeks, 4 weeks in advance sometimes.
They started filming the card last Monday.
Legit, this has been a weird pay-per-view build-up. I mean, it's got some intriguing stuff on it, obviously, but at the same time, it's like, yo, why'd you wait so long to give us the matches? Because, I'm sitting here, 2 weeks ago, I'm like, yeah, we got Payback coming up in 2 weeks. I don't know who the fuck's on it, I mean, we can always assume, but, we didn't have anything in there. But anyway, back to the match there. We got LA Knight The Miz, probably the most intriguing feud here. I hope it keeps going. I don't think it's going to end here. There's no big stipulation that's going to end it here. So,
I don't think it'll end.
So, we're going to take LA Knight here, but of course, Miz is completely and totally, he can totally steal something or win in heelish ways or get himself disqualified, so we'll never know.
I've got LA Knight here as well.
You don't want to kill the guy's momentum. I mean, you got him to win you didn't give him the Money in the Bank, stupid. And then you got him to win, this useless Battle Royal that, meant nothing. You're not going to get in the United States title shot. I'm going to be talking about that soon. That's going to be Rey Mysterio and Austin Theory, which we got a lot to say about that one. But, before we get there, there's one more match in the way here. And, God, am I glad we're finally getting this fucking match. We got Becky Lynch versus Trish Stratus in a steel cage. Guys, I'm so sick of this feud. I really am. I am so done with it. I'm like, yep, here comes Becky, Zoe Stark, and fucking Trish Stratus shows. The only thing that they got going on. It's the only thing that they've had going on since, fucking April, so.
I mean, you gotta appreciate the fact that it's ending with a steel cage, though. Because the whole thing has been about Trish running away, Zoe coming to help. Well, now it's just Trish and Zoe, and the only way to escape is to slowly climb up that cage, in which Becky will just rip her out and bounce Trish's nose off the rope and break it again.
Yeah, you're gonna go break the fucking plastic that she got up in her face real quick, fuck up that plastic surgery real fast. But, yeah, God, I'm so sick of this, though. I need to see both of these gals in different feuds. Of course, when Trish Stratus came back with Lita and did the whole thing with Becky against Damage Control, that was awesome. I love seeing Trish Stratus and Lita. Them peeps were in the childhood for sure. Definitely brought up a lot. And, it's been fun, but, Trish Stratus gave the kick, and gave the chick kick to her after losing the titles, and fucking rest was history. So, and then we've just had this same fucking feud going over and over and over. This shit should have ended at Money in the Bank, guys, or SummerSlam at least. Yeah, I've been so over this feud, and I'm glad it's ending here. But, before that, though, we had Zoe Stark got taken care of this Monday on Raw. We had a awesome main event on Raw between Becky Lynch and Zoe Stark, a Falls Count Anywhere match. And guys, did they fucking tear the house down with that match. If you haven't watched that match yet, fucking go and try to find some kind of playback for it.
Honestly, probably the best main event I've seen in weeks.
It has been. It was nice to see, a Falls Count Anywhere match, right? It's between Becky and Zoe Stark. And then it's not a fucking six-man tag team match between, Kevin, Sammy, and Seth Rollins or Cody Rhodes versus the fucking Judgment Day. God, we got that for, a whole month straight. Pretty much. So, it was just nice to see. A couple more than a month, but, it's just, it was nice to not see a six-man tag team match in the main event of Raw, because, God, Raw has been super stale lately. It's really bad.
I mean, shit, even when KO was gone, you had Sammy, Seth, and Cody, and then you had Cody, Seth, and Nakamura.
And, at this point, man, I'm like, yo, if I get another six-man tag team match in 75 minutes worth of fucking recaps, I'm gonna shoot somebody. I'm gonna be honest here.
Wait, those might have been the same night. I don't think Sammy actually ever made it to that match.
Who the hell cares? We've just been on a six-man tag team stunt.
See, it's all such a blur. I don't even remember half the match.
Yeah, nothing is memorable. The only memorable main event that's happened was that one right there. And, I also want to take a second to,
That one was pretty memorable because of the kick.
Well, yeah, that set up the Payback storyline. So, I mean, I guess that one was memorable. But for the most part, Raw's been a little bit stale lately, guys. I'm going to be honest. SmackDown's been the better show. And, here's the thing, though. I'm gonna go a bit on a tangent here. 3 hours is too damn long for Raw. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna sit there. I'm gonna watch it. Obviously, I'm gonna watch it, and I'm gonna try to enjoy it. But guys, I don't think it needs to be 3 hours. That's a long fucking time to just be watching the same thing. You know what I mean?
I will appreciate, especially last night's Raw was really good. Unlike most weeks, there really weren't any filler matches. The only filler match that there was Ciampa and Bronson Reed, and I took that as an opportunity to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, and I just took it as an opportunity to beat up some people on UFC 4 while my cables tried to restart. So which UFC 5 is coming out, guys. I can't wait for that one. We'll probably do a separate episode on that one, whenever that shit comes out. But, yeah, so, yeah, I think 3 hours is too damn long for Raw, though. I think 2 hours is, or maybe even 2.5 hours is, perfect for a wrestling show. It's just...
It wouldn't be that bad if you didn't have so much recap. I get the recaps of what happened last week, the week before, but do you really need to be towards the end of the show and say, what happened earlier?
Yeah, that just goes to show that it's too damn long. SmackDown, that you never see that. You only see, a big moment that might have happened, right off the top of the show in, the first act. SmackDown being only 2 hours, that's a perfect show. It's a good amount of time. I'm okay watching it, and I don't get any fan fatigue. You know what I mean? I don't get any, looking down at my phone and scrolling through Twitter, or, doing yo-yo tricks, or... thinking about what matchups Dana White's gonna do.
A few weeks ago, I fell asleep during one of the 3-man tag matches.
I know. It's been rough, man. Raw's been a little bit rough lately. SmackDown's been the better show overall. And I think that's a good time limit right there. 2 hours, I think, is perfect for a wrestling show. Raw used to be 2 hours way back when. They started making it 3 hours and, like, fucking, god damn, let me try to remember. Like, 2013, 2012. They made Raw 3 hours, and it was cool then because then, they'd actually fill the card with, like, good matches and, like, actual good storylines. But, like, recently, man, it's been fucking, oh, I'm suffering so much fan fatigue. Like, dude, like, I worked. Like, I worked. I want to go to bed.
I honestly, I just don't think Raw has the roster for a 3-hour show. But I think right now SmackDown does have the roster for a 3-hour show.
That's true. SmackDown could be 3 hours and it would be good.
It's not necessarily about so much about the repetitiveness. It's more so you just don't have as many big stars on Raw as you do on SmackDown.
Because, I mean,
right
think about it. I mean, what does Raw got? We got Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes and Gunther.
You got Seth, Gunther, Cody, the Judgment Day, and Imperium.
Like, that's it. Everybody else kind of... Well, meanwhile, over on SmackDown, you got the whole fucking bloodline. First of all, you got LA Knight over there. Who else you got over on SmackDown? You got the Street Profits over there now. Like,
Lashley.
But who?
Bobby Lashley.
Oh, yeah. Lashley's over there.
And then you also got to think, like, you have much faster growing people on SmackDown that came up from NXT as well. I mean, look at Grayson Waller.
Grayson Waller's on SmackDown. Yeah. Grayson Waller's on SmackDown, and I don't know. Katana Chance and Caden Carter, they're on Raw, right?
Yeah, I think they're on Raw.
Yeah. They're fun. I want them to use them more. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they don't get used enough, in my opinion.
Nah, I want them to use them more. Honestly. And I mean, Grayson Waller. Oh, Edge. How do we forget about Edge? Edge is on SmackDown.
Maybe.
Well, yeah, he was on SmackDown, should we say. Sheamus is over there. Yeah, SmackDown's got the deeper roster right now. But anyway, yeah. So that's that. Now, that was a big tangent. Holy shit. But, time to move back on to Payback here. And, I mean, I guess this makes sense because we got two SmackDown superstars that we're about to talk about. We got Rey Mysterio and Austin Theory.
Hold on. We didn't say who we thought would win. I think Becky's gonna win.
Oh yeah, Becky's got to take the feud. I'm pretty sure everybody watching this who's a fan of wrestling pretty much would agree with us there, though. No way Trish is gonna win this. If Trish wins it, man, that's gonna be like, what? Do we have to go through 2 more months of this shit? Fuck.
Thank you, Trish.
Oh man. But yeah. So yeah. Becky's taking the dub on this one. I mean, she just beat Stark, so I mean, she got rid of one, time to get rid of the other. And then I don't know. Before we get to Mysterio and Theory, where do you want Becky to go? Like, what feud would you want to see her go into after this one?
Rhea.
You want to go with Rhea?
Sure.
Yeah. Going with Rhea would be yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, I mean they're the 2 top women on Raw. You gotta see them clash. Maybe make it a feud that takes all the way to Survivor Series.
Which would be fucking dope if that happens. But speaking of which, has Survivor Series really felt like one of the big 4 in pay-per-views lately? Like, obviously, we all know, we have common knowledge that the big 4 for the pay-per-views is Royal Rumble, Elimination Chamber, WrestleMania, SummerSlam, and fucking Survivor Series. But I don't know, Survivor Series just seems to be taking a backseat in recent years. Like, I
mean, yeah, but if you really think about it, in the winter you have the Royal Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
In the spring you have WrestleMania. In the summer you have SummerSlam. In the fall you have Survivor Series. It's not necessarily about being as big as the rest of them, but it is the biggest pay-per-view of the fall.
This is true. I don't know, it just seems like they're not... I mean, War Games last year was great, but, like, before the War Games thing that they did last year happened, I don't know, it was just odd. It felt like Survivor Series just wasn't as important, because, you're supposed to go all out for WrestleMania, obviously, Royal Rumble, obviously, and SummerSlam. You're supposed to go all out for those. You're supposed to go all out for Survivor Series, too, and Survivor Series used to be, like, fucking a big deal in like early 2000s, early 2010s. So it was like, holy shit, like Survivor Series is coming, and I'd always get excited for it. But I don't know, recent years.
Back then it was mainly SmackDown versus Raw, right?
Yeah, usually it was. It'd be like a big tag team match between Raw superstars and SmackDown superstars, or
It'd be nice to see that again.
or it would be like if there was like a big heel faction and like they're like associates. Like we had Authority, Team Cena versus Team Authority at a Survivor Series one year, where fucking Dolph Ziggler clutched the shit out of that match. Tremendous match, Gavin. Have you watched that one yet?
I haven't seen the whole match, but I have seen Dolph clutching the shit out of it.
Oh, dude, that whole match was fucking phenomenal. What else did we have in fucking Survivor Series? Another one. We had John Laurinaitis and some other motherfucker in back in 2012. But yeah, it's like that was Survivor Series. It was a big deal. I remember watching Dolph Ziggler clutch up the fucking Authority match. Dude, shit was fucking wild, man. Fucking seeing that live when I was like fucking, let's see, how old would I have been? Like 11, 10 years old, watching Dolph Ziggler clutch like that. That shit was fucking awesome. But anyway, yeah, I'd like to see Becky go with Rhea. Getting back on topic here, and hopefully it does carry into Survivor Series. All right, now we got two SmackDown superstars that we got to talk about here. We got Rey Mysterio versus Austin Theory for the United States Championship. We got Rey Mysterio, the current champion, who just knocked off Austin Theory like 3 weeks ago on SmackDown in fucking shocking fashion. Dog, I was like, what, fucking Rey became a champion, bro? Like, at this stage in his fucking career?
I mean, it's then that it solidified me that Ray was supposed to beat Santos in that U.S. Invitational match. And what happened there is Ray probably got a minor concussion, so he took a couple weeks, which forced them to move the championship match off the SmackDown, not SmackDown, off the SummerSlam card and move it back because we need a way to get Ray the title.
Yeah. So, I mean, it was a good idea. Ray definitely was probably supposed to win that match if he didn't suffer that injury there. And then Santos going in there and getting injured, and then Ray having to step in. That yeah, it pretty much says that Ray was supposed to do it. But I was surprised that Ray knocked off Austin Theory, but at the same time, Theory had to get that belt off of him for sure.
I thought he would win, but I did not expect the match to be that much of a blowout.
Dude, it was a fucking awesome match. Tremendous at that. And fucking seeing Ray win at the end was crazy. I did not think I didn't think Ray was gonna win that match because but at the same time, Austin Theory kind of had to lose that belt. Theory's been in a bit of a. Alright, I'm gonna be honest here. I like Austin Theory, guys. I'm gonna be totally and completely honest. But here's the thing. Ever since Vince said "Peace out, y'all," Theory's been in a bit of a rut because his whole character was centered around being Vince's guy.
Yeah, I mean, if your whole character is Vince's protege, and then Vince has to dip out because he's getting in some controversy, where does that leave your character?
Yeah, and then you just leave the stereotypical. Then you're just left with the stereotypical cocky, slimy heel role, which has been played out a million times.
I mean, I've seen recently actually. I've been seeing some clips of Theory as a babyface when he was on NXT, and honestly, I think he really did well in that role.
Give it to
There
me,
were
man. I'll take
actually
care of
some
it.
really funny clips that I've seen of Theory being a babyface. But honestly, I think it could work for him on the main roster.
Oh yeah, Theory.
That could be a really fresh feel for his character.
Theory has to. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. That was my brother right there. That's Joey. He's my older brother. He's 30 years old. He's gonna be 31 in January, and yep, he lives at home with us, and he's got a couple disabilities. Uh, so you might hear him, just playing his game every now and again. So don't worry about it. Anyway, so yeah, Austin Theory as a babyface, I'd kind of like to see that. I mean, he also fits a heel role pretty well. If he could reinvent his heel character into something maybe a little bit less stereotypical, he could definitely work as a heel and keep being a big heel on either Raw or SmackDown, whichever brand he's on. He's on SmackDown right now, so.
I mean, I saw pretty funny, like, he did a promo around Christmas time, and I think it was like, he was like at home or something in like Christmas pajamas, and it was a funny promo.
Yeah, it was a funny. Nah, I remember that promo. Yeah, that shit was hilarious. But yeah, yeah. Theory has been in a bit of a rut, and having that title taken from him was probably helpful to him. I mean, obviously he's gonna go in this match against Ray now for the same championship that he lost. But you know, I honestly think Ray's gonna win this match. He's probably gonna have to win this match here. He should win. He should win.
I don't think it'll be as quick, but I think Ray's gonna win.
Yeah, Ray's gonna win because I mean he should win, seeing as where Theory has been lately. He's kind of just been stuck, and he needs some time to take a break, reinvent his character a little bit, and then come back probably and maybe even win the U.S. title again. But or maybe he'll get catapulted into fucking. I don't think he's gonna be in Roman talk for a while, but nah, he probably won't be going in for any world titles anytime soon though. But he could very much go for the United States title again. Maybe he'll switch over and have a feud with somebody on Raw. Maybe he'll go against Gunther, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, so Ray should win here. It only makes sense that he's gonna win. But I mean, with how the WWE uses Theory, and with Vince still kind of, I mean, not as big as Triple H is as far as creative and like storylines is concerned, he's still creeping like this here. He's got the little scary fingers, and he's he's got the little scary fingers, and he's gonna. You don't know which way he's gonna throw. I mean, he could fucking just have Theory steal it, because Theory can always steal it, because that's just how they use his character. But he shouldn't steal it here. As much as I love Theory, I love him as a heel. I think he's fucking awesome as a superstar. He's great in the ring. But and I think it's. But yeah, I'm just gonna. There's always a way that somebody can vince up the match and make Theory win and like steal the title or some shit. And so, if I'm being honest, and plus with how they use Ray too, they always fuck over Rey Mysterio. That's just been the case his whole career. I mean, fucking after CM Punk walked out the stadium after Money in the Bank 2011, they had a whole. And John Cena had to go away too, because they're like, you got to put your career on the line. If I win, then I'm going to lead the WWE as champion. And then, they had the whole open challenge with the WWE Championship. And then Ray ended up winning the whole thing the next night on Raw, just for John Cena to come out and just completely end it. For like,
you want to talk about fucking people over with Ray? I mean, you got Little Man. Let's put him against the fucking Undertaker.
Put Little Man against the Undertaker, the Big Show, and the fucking Great Khali. He's done matches with all three of those guys. Home dude is like my height. I'm 5'8". So like,
wasn't the match with all three of them at once?
Yeah, that was the match, actually. I'm not even 5'8". I fucking wish I was. I'm 5'7", but, like, still, Rey Mysterio is, like, this small guy. He's not that much taller than me. And, like, let's just put him in a program against all three of these massive dudes.
Giants, dude.
Fucking Jesus Christ, man. Let's make his World Heavyweight title reign the shortest one ever. I think he only had that thing for, like, 2 weeks, and then he lost it to fucking someone. I forget who. I wasn't quite coherent yet for that one.
It's still longer than Finn Balor's Universal title reign.
Oh, man. Oh, man. God damn it. Fucking, I love Finn Balor, guys. This is something that this podcast should just know. Finn Balor is, like, one of my favorite guys ever, and I always want to see him succeed, but, like, dude.
And I use that against you right
now. Don't remind me. He's the inaugural Universal Champion. He fucking loses it 22 hours later. And then I root for him in both of his matches. I root for him in both of his matches against Seth Rollins, and it just to see him fucking lose. I'm like, oh my god.
Not even just the Seth Rollins match, just anytime Priest is around with the briefcase.
I'm like, don't you dare fuck over Balor again. Please no. Like, Jesus, because when everybody like was saying like their predictions, I have a cousin that also watches this. I don't know if he's going to be on this podcast ever, but he had mentioned that he thinks that um, Priest would cash in on Balor if Balor beat Seth Rollins. I'm like, let's not fuck over Finn Balor again, please. But they're gonna keep fucking Finn Balor over, and I'm just gonna have to fucking live with it, I guess. But anyway. Oh man! Speaking of the Judgment Day, we got another match with one of the members of the Judgment Day, and her name you might have heard of her. Just maybe her name's Rhea Ripley. I'm not. You might have heard of her. Her name's Rhea Ripley, and she kind of has the Women's World Championship right now, and been an absolute fucking eradicator in recent months. So yeah, Rhea Ripley and going against Raquel Rodriguez for the Women's World Championship. Alright, I'm just gonna say it. I'm pretty sure this match is gonna be a fucking banger. I have high expectations for this one.
I've got high expectations.
I have got high expectations, and I pray and hope to God Triple H makes it a good one. But, he very much could not, and then I'll be very sad, and then I'll, like, cry. But,
I mean, really, you've got two women who are dominant forces. I mean, Raquel's strong as fuck, Rhea's strong as fuck.
dude, I am expecting so much out of this. And seeing Raquel Rodriguez just ragdoll Rhea Ripley on Raw this week, that shit was fucking crazy, man. I'm like, that's Rhea fucking Ripley, and she's getting...
Probably the only woman that can do that.
And she's getting fucking tossed around by this fucking big-ass fucking Hispanic woman known as Raquel Rodriguez. So, it's gonna be... I have extremely high expectations for this match. I love both of these women. They're great. I love watching them work in the ring. I love seeing them develop their feud. And, honestly, it's a match of dominators. Rhea has been super dominant. And she's also been extremely popular, despite her, being a heel and all that. You're not really supposed to be popular if you're a heel, but, people just have a kink for goth mommy muscle mommies. So, this is probably why Rhea is so fucking popular. And, but it's been a fucking fun build up to this one. I mean, Rhea obviously fucking around with Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan, injuring Liv Morgan twice. I think it was twice. No, it wasn't twice. Just the one time with the chair and the arm. And then injuring Raquel Rodriguez, and it's been a pretty big storyline for the past couple of months, and I'm extremely excited for it. And I'm happy that Raquel's finally getting a singles push. It's good for business, in my opinion, because it's obvious the WWE loves Raquel Rodriguez, and they want her to be something big. And honestly, I'm here for it. I just want to see her talk a little bit more. If I'm honest, her in-ring abilities are great. But I want to see her talk a little bit more.
I'm not big on her promos, but I do really like her in-ring ability.
And I'm intrigued by her character. I mean, I'm like, I'm intrigued. I want to see what she does because she has such great abilities and because she's so big, because she's so strong. I want her to have good matches with like other great women superstars. So and Raquel getting a singles push is good. Now she's not bound to Liv Morgan, should I say? And doesn't have those tag team titles anymore. I think those tag team titles definitely helped with her popularity. And of course, being paired with Liv Morgan, who's arguably one of the most popular women on the roster right now. And having her work with Liv Morgan, and having the 2 title runs, despite the second one being short as fuck. It's nice to see Raquel finally, getting her wings and flying away from Liv Morgan for a little bit to go and have this banger of a match with Rhea Ripley, which I sure as hell hope it's going to be a banger.
I think it will be.
And I think Rodriguez as a singles gal is very, like, she's another good person that you can do you can pair her with a lot of good people. You can pair her with a lot of good, a lot of other superstars in the ring. And, I honestly think that Raquel being a singles gal is going to be pretty good. But, despite me...
Honestly,
Go ahead.
I'm kind of, in a sense, comparing Raquel to Gable, in a sense. Because you think Raquel's always been part of the the tag team scene, and now she's finally getting her singles push. And now even Gable was big on tag team. He was great with Otis in the Alpha Academy. Obviously, he's still in the Alpha Academy. But now Gable himself is getting a singles push, which I do really enjoy that as well.
I mean, he's putting on banger matches with fucking Gunta right now. I mean, the first match for the Intercontinental title last week was fucking awesome. I mean, he won, but he just didn't get the title. And, yeah, and, having Gunta and Chad Gable wrestling wrestling is fucking crazy. I love that. I love that, and I really wish that Gable would be the one to dethrone Gunta, but if Gunta's waiting to defend this title on Raw, he's not quite at that honky-tonk man record yet. I don't think Gable's gonna do it.
He's not losing it before the record.
No, he's definitely not. I mean, as cool as that would be, it would also kind of be a little like, damn, we did all that for this, there's never going to be another Intercontinental Champion that's going to reign for that long ever again.
Very could do the whole injury route.
He could do the injury, but, regardless, I love Gable. I love going to both of them are some of the reasons why I sit through 3 hours of Raw. And, but back to the whole Rhea and Raquel match. I'm expecting it to be an absolute banger, and if it isn't, I'm going to be thoroughly disappointed. I really will be. And then, but despite me loving up Raquel Rodriguez not that long ago, Rhea's too popular. It's too early in her reign. Rhea's going to take the belt back home with her. And, yeah, so, but maybe this leads to a bigger, more time working with Raquel Rodriguez, because as much as I love up Raquel, Rhea's too popular. It's too early in her reign. They're not going to take it from her, especially not when she's at, the height of her popularity right now. So, they're not going to.
I honestly think the opposite. I think how it's going to happen is Rhea's going to win, yeah, but I don't think it'll lead to anything more. Well, one, Rhea's already injured Raquel once. She's already injured other people several times. She's going to win the match and continue to be pissed. She'll grab a chair, stick, whatever, and just start beating Raquel with it.
Yeah.
That's what I think's going to happen.
That's probably is what's going to happen. It wouldn't make sense for Rhea's character.
Just going to be in the corner with the title being like...
And being like, I'm tapping that.
Poor buddy.
But, yeah. Yeah, so we're just going to see Dominic Mysterio just cheering her on in the back, holding her title. And, yeah, it'll be a fun time. And then, when they snuggle up for bed at night, they'll, have the titles right next to them.
While buddies over in AEW just like...
Getting absolutely cucked on. Oh, man. We love this shit. But, yeah, man, we can make some funny jokes on here. It's not like I'm targeting this shit to kids anyway, so, anyway. So that's what we think. I got Rhea, and I feel as though that's how it's gonna be. Rhea's gonna win, and, we'll see where Mommy goes after this.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Hopefully Becky Lynch, now that Becky's finally gonna get rid of fucking Trish Stratus. I don't know what's gonna happen with Trish, though. Think that Zoe might do something, or no? I mean, Zoe did punch...
Zoe can't do shit, they're in a cage.
Yeah, that's true. No, I mean after the match. I mean afterwards. Do you think there's gonna be a storyline where they try to turn Zoe Stark face, or Trish Stratus face, and have some betrayal in there?
Honestly, right now, I just can't stand to see any more of Zoe or Trish.
Hey, I like...
don't care if it's with Becky, or I don't care if it's in general. I honestly do like Zoe, but just her association with Trish and how long this shit's been dragged out, I need a break from those two. Becky's one thing because Becky's already one of the top women. You're always gonna see the top people, but while Zoe is really good, she's just not one of the top women. And I think after this completely over. I think it's time for her to take a little bit of a backseat just for a little bit so that we can get another one of the women's talent to come in and get some attention.
Before we move on to the next match here, I just gotta say one thing. I know I had mentioned this to you in person, but Zoe Stark came onto the main roster in May, right, guys? So not that long ago, just at the beginning of the summer. By August 28th of this very year, which was yesterday, she fucking main evented Monday Night Raw in a Falls Count Anywhere match against the biggest woman in the company in Becky Lynch. That's in weeks. It's been the best main event that I've ever seen, and they put on a great match, them two. And it's kind of cool to see how Zoe Stark was just at NXT, and she's gotten up to the main roster. She got paired with Trish Stratus, got into something with Becky Lynch, and then ended up in a main event of Raw. Just let's see, 3 months after she hits the main roster. Just about, which is fucking.
Yeah.
That's fucking awesome. I love the way the WWE. I love the way the WWE is handling NXT. This is easily the best NXT class that's ever done it. Like best since 2015 when you had Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, and all them motherfuckers come through.
I mean, shit. You got Zoe Stark doing really good. You got Grayson Waller doing really good.
Grayson Waller
was doing really good for a while until what was it? It was Elton that got the injury, right?
Who was it?
I think it was Elton Prince that was the one.
Oh yeah, Pretty Deadly. Yeah, it was Elton Prince. He was the one that got injured. Yes, boy.
I just didn't remember which one it was that got injured.
I'm pretty sure you're right there. But Pretty Deadly was doing great.
This is a really good NXT class.
It's the best since like 2015-16 when we had I think it was 2015. Then when we had Kevin Owens get called up, Sami Zayn and all them guys come up. Shinsuke Nakamura and more. So I mean, and Finn Balor as well. Like since that NXT class,
still continuing to get a lot of love.
And that was the best class prior to this one, which has been stellar. Everybody that got called up has been doing great. We just haven't. There was a couple of NXT there was a tag team. It wasn't Katana Chance and Kaden Carter. It was another tag team that got called up. They haven't really done much with them. But other than that,
there was another one?
There was another one that came up. I'm pretty sure. I could be completely wrong though. But regardless,
I honestly, I don't think there was.
Was there not? I don't know. My fucking brain's all sorts of fried anyway. So.
All of us are wrong right now.
Anyway, but regardless, I'm talking about how WWE actually used NXT correctly this time. Called them up during the draft, and they've been putting on great matches. I mean, we have Zoe Stark; she's been doing great. Grayson Waller's been tremendous, like we said, and it's been a good class, and I'm so happy the way that they're actually using NXT for what NXT is meant for, which is to create new superstars. Of course, me being who I am, I don't really watch NXT all that much. That's my one blemish on my record, is I don't really watch NXT. I wait for them to come up to the main roster, and then I just learn from there. But, I've been impressed by the newcomers this year, and I'm totally satisfied and happy that the WWE actually used them right. But anyway, we got another big match coming up. It's got a couple of tensions within it. And yes, of course, I'm talking about KO and Sammy versus Damian Priest and Finn Balor. We got, yet again, Kevin and Sammy going against the Judgment Day.
Hey, this time it's on a pay-per-view, so this might be it.
But it's,
if my prediction is right, it's definitely it.
Fucking hopefully it is. Jesus Christ, can we put this to bed now? But, KO and Sammy, they're finally back, and, before I even get into the whole Judgment Day thing that's going on here, we gotta describe the stipulation here. There's a big stipulation. It's a Steel City street fight? Is that what they're calling it?
Yes, Steel City street fight, so I believe that also means it'll be tornado tag.
Basically, yeah, because there's gonna be no DQ. So, yeah, this is that. So basically, it's a no disqualification tornado tag team match, which will be absolutely bonkers on paper, which is what I'm hoping for. But I'm gonna be and before we get into like the match itself, I want to talk about KO and Sammy real quick. So they're finally back. KO's back from injury. Sammy's not hurt anymore. So
Yeah, he kind of burst off.
So they're back, and I'm gonna be honest, they've been good champions, but although their run has been good, and it's always fun seeing Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, and their run has lacked a lot of drama, a lot of storytelling, and a lot of like depth. I mean, obviously they had all the depth when they were going in with the Bloodline. There was drama there. There was a whole lot of bullshit. Everybody wanted KO and Sammy to win that match. they they I mean obviously you got into a thing with the Usos, but they're yet to create any big story like that since then. I mean, they defended the title, sure. They got this thing going with Judgment Day, but nothing nothing like crazy. There's no like drama. There's no stakes here. It just seems like they're just put on TV for the sake that they're KO and Sammy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, honestly, if it wasn't for Elton Prince's injury, I could have seen their feud with Pretty Deadly going on to be a bit bigger.
It could have been a whole lot bigger because that one had a lot of potential right on paper. Obviously, we had the unhinged Kevin Owens at that time. So
The way it was going on, I think that's where they were leading, but they couldn't capitalize on it because of the injury. On both parties, actually.
which just sucks. Injuries suck. Trust me, it's a thing that plagues both WWE fans and UFC fans. Injuries. Because when you're watching dangerous shit like this, man, the performers they're gonna get hurt, and that's just unfortunately how it's gonna be. Like, we're watching some dangerous shit here. I mean, yeah, WWE's fake, but like they're still doing like crazy stunts. They're still taking bumps. That ring isn't a trampoline, y'all. For anybody that doesn't. Yeah, they're still jumping off of ladders. They're still getting slammed on the ground, getting thrown around. And that ring isn't a trampoline, guys. It's wood. Wood. Yeah. There's a lot going.
Wood with a little bit of padding on top.
Tiny, tiny, tiny bit of padding. So yes, all the falls that they're taking are incredibly real. Like, the stunts that they're doing are crazy. And they can get hurt doing it. And, I mean, yeah, sure, literally the only thing that's known is just who wins the match. Like, it's not like unknown, it's not spontaneous like a mixed martial arts fight where you don't know who's gonna win and anything can happen. Obviously, we just had Sean O'Malley just do the impossible and beat Aljamain Sterling. And
the only certain things are spots and winners.
Yeah, the only things that are set up and are staged are the spots, obviously, when they clear the pathway for Logan Paul and Ricochet to jump at each other from opposing sides of the ring during the Royal Rumble. And then, obviously, the winner of the match is known before they go out there. Which, even that can change. That's why the referees are there. They're usually there to tell the performers if the match result has changed or not. But that's...
Like at WrestleMania, how The Miz versus Shane McMahon turned into The Miz getting pinned by Snoop.
Yeah, because Shane McMahon tore both his fucking quads, just like his old man. It's like his old man back in 05, when Cena and Batista got eliminated at the same time. Oh, that was chaotic. I wasn't really coherent for that one, but I did go back and watch it, though, years later. And, oh boy. Oh, shit. That was bad. Edge even hopped on like an interview and he talked about that night when he was like the last one that got eliminated before Batista and John Cena went out. And then he saw both of them hit the floor and he went, "Oh shit." That wasn't supposed to happen. And then home dude Vince McMahon all sorts of enraged because the finish didn't come right. Fucking slides into the ring all sorts of angry and fucking tore both his fucking quads.
He's just sitting there like a kid.
He really was just sitting there like a kid at a candy store that couldn't get all the candy he wanted. Yeah. And then Shane McMahon went and did the same damn thing at WrestleMania, though. But anyway, that's just How are we gonna go and say, yes, they're getting hit with steel chairs and sticks too? Yeah, that shit fucking hurts. And, yeah, literally the only thing that's scripted is the winner and the spots. Spot it, guys. Everything else, yeah, they're actually risking themselves out there. But, anyway, back to KO and Sammy. After that injury. So, Judgment Day has been a bit shaky lately. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Judgment Day's been a little shaky. Ever since, Damian Priest won that briefcase, man. It's been a little rough for the Judgment Day. Because obviously we have Finn Balor wanting to be the one to beat Seth, which didn't do. And then Damian Priest just lurking in the background there with a fucking briefcase like, I can cash this in whenever the fuck I want.
That tension leads me to believe it might be a relatively quick match, though. I feel like the tension between Damian and Finn themselves as a team, something's going to fall through, and that match isn't going to end well for the Judgment Day.
Nope. I feel as though KO and Sammy are in fact going to win this match. That's who I'm taking for this one.
I think what's going to happen is JD might come out at some point.
Oh yeah, JD McDonough.
And Priest seeing that, one of two things are going to happen. He's going to get pinned off the distraction that JD's there. He's going to start to beat up JD, and Finn will get pinned in the process. Or maybe I'm just a dumbass.
Nah, that makes sense. I know JD McDonough is definitely going to get involved at some point, but first of all, when the fuck did he get involved in this bullshit? I'm gonna be honest, he kind of just got inserted into the Judgment Day business real fast and just was labeled as Finn's friend.
Nah, but they're actually friends, though. I mean,
well, yeah, obviously,
they were good on NXT and shit together, so.
Well, yeah, obviously, but like they've been at a distance from each other for like years now, and now just all of a sudden they're like, he just got fucking plopped right in there. I'm like, oh wait, how the fuck did this guy get involved? But yeah, JD McDonough has been a big problem too. I mean, obviously it's Finn's boy, so he's gonna talk to him about all the stuff, and you know, it really affects the Judgment Day business and all that, because Rhea and Dom and Damian Priest all want Finn Balor to just be Finn Balor and stay in the Judgment Day, but he's out here trying to get JD McDonough involved and all this bullshit, and they're not really liking it that much. And he definitely will get involved with this match somehow, and I feel as though he's gonna do something, or Damian Priest is gonna do something that's gonna tip Finn over, and eventually I think JD McDonough's gonna be like the one to get Finn out of the Judgment Day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I mean, obviously Seth Rollins isn't there anymore. He dropped 2 straight pay-per-views to him, so obviously that's not gonna happen. So if Seth's not the reason that Finn gets out the bloodline, it's got to be JD McDonough.
Bloodline? Bloodline?
What about the bloodline?
You just said bloodline, not Judgment Day.
Oh, fuck me. Oh, Jesus, it's been a long day, guys.
You just pulled, what was it, Michael, fucking Wade Barrett fucked up last night.
Yeah.
Well, what did he say last night?
He was talking about Raquel Rodriguez and said Raquel Gonzalez.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, my boy, that's not her name.
Who knows? It could be her real name.
Yeah, well, yeah, I guess this is true. But yeah, JD McDonough is definitely going to be Finn's way out of the Judgment Day. I'm pretty sure, and it'll probably cultivate at this pay-per-view, because he's going to get involved somehow. Damian isn't going to like it. Damian's probably going to do something to JD McDonough, which is going to tip Finn over. Then Damian's going to be like, I thought we were boys! And then Finn's like, nah. And fucking beats him up, or some shit.
I don't think that's going to be all the Judgment Day action in this pay-per-view, though, and I'll get to that shortly.
Well, we're moving on to the next match now, so just say it now.
Alright, well, obviously, we all know that Nakamura knows about Seth's back.
Oh, yes. Yes, well, in fact, he does.
Nakamura is going to target the absolute fuck out of Seth's back, which, obviously, it makes sense.
I would too.
And Seth is going to win that match. Damien now sees Seth on the mat with a severely fucked up back. And what's he got? He's got a little green briefcase.
With a contract in it.
I honestly, I'm looking at this match. I know it's going to be a good match, but I'm looking at this match as more of a setup. Because you think about it, you got multiple weeks of them talking about Seth's back, while you still have Mr. Money in the Bank lingering.
Just lurking back here. Match before the main event over here.
Yeah, so it's obvious that Damien's already going to be in the building. He just has a match. Maybe he exits the match early because JD shows up, so he's a lot more fresh. And then whatever happens to Seth's back happens to Seth's back. He wins the match. Priest comes out.
Well, yeah, this is true. We could see a Priest cash in right then and there. That's been in the back of my mind too, though. I've been thinking about that. But I
think it's a lot more obvious because there's been such a heavy focus on Seth's back this time around.
And the fact that he's a broken human. But anyway, Seth Rollins and Shinsuke Nakamura for the World Heavyweight Championship. That's our main event, guys. And before we get into the match itself, obviously that's probably gonna be the conclusion to the match, but we still gotta go over everything else in the build-up. So, okay, I'm gonna say right now, Shinsuke's character just got saved. Thank the fucking Lord. And past the ammunition, I was getting so sick of babyface Shinsuke Nakamura. It's not even funny. What was that?
It was horrible. I went from not liking Nakamura to now he's like an anime villain and I fucking love Nakamura.
Dude, this babyface run has been stale. He's played the same exact character since he debuted in 2015, basically. And since this heel turn, though, like you, I've been completely interested and invested in Shinsuke Nakamura now. Like, I'm actually starting to love this guy the same way that I loved him when he bursted onto the scene back in 2015. Because I was a Shinsuke guy. I love Shinsuke. But, like, as I watched and as I saw his character not develop for 7 years, 8 years, and I was like, okay, I'm getting kind of sick of this dude. I mean, he was at the height of his popularity in 2019. This is the highest he's ever been in the pecking order for a world championship in a long fucking time. And, yeah, he's basically back to 2019 levels of popularity, if I'm being completely honest, since this heel turn. And I like the fact that they're making him deliver these absolute killer promos in Japanese. Like
really good.
Like Gavin said, like he's like a fucking anime villain these days, and it's awesome. And I mean, obviously, we're Gavin and I, we anime watchers over here, so we don't mind reading subtitles and hearing Japanese behind him. So, I'm honestly all for it, and I wish the WWE would do that more for all the superstars that are English isn't their native language. Just have them cut a promo in their native language and just have somebody translate it, especially for the Asians.
I really liked when they did it with Asuka too before SummerSlam.
Yeah, Asuka right before SummerSlam with her promo against both Bianca and Charlotte, dude. It was fucking awesome. Like both, I'm so happy that they're letting them cut promos in their native language because this is where we're gonna actually see their character work. Yeah, English is a hard fucking language to learn, guys. And it's not hard to find Japanese translators these days with all the fucking anime that's out there. So, it's very, very easy to find people that can translate it and can make it so dramatized to the fact that it's going to be, like, it makes you want to watch. Because let's be honest, the WWE has this weird thing where they just don't let their superstars that don't speak the native language ever do anything with their native language besides like screaming to the microphone, pull straight Asuka,
It kind of makes sense if they're in a promo with another superstar in the middle of the ring in front of a massive English-speaking crowd. But if they're doing a pre-recorded one like Shinsuke's been doing, hell yeah, have them talk in their native language. Give them the subtitles. Like, that's when they can truly shine. And it does kind of suck to see that they need to truly shine on pre-recorded things because obviously it's a TV program. If they're in the middle of the ring, automatically generate subtitles on the spot. You kind of need to have it completely scripted. And, like, even then, like, the people that are actually at the event,
they're gonna lose interest. They're gonna lose interest as well.
Yeah.
Like you can't have like Asuka deliver the promos or Shinsuke deliver the promos in Japanese like right in front of everybody, because obviously you can't just have a translator in the ring and have a middleman between the two of them, because people are just gonna lose interest in that. But having these video packages of them speaking in their native language, this is how we're gonna be able to really latch onto their characters and see what they're doing. Like I'm all for that. I mean, fuck it. We live in a digital era anyway. Fuck it. Video package all of them until they get the right English, because we all know they're working on it. No doubt about it, they are. They work for an American company. They're gonna be trying to learn English, but English is a fucking hard language. So, you know, it's just, I love the fact that they're letting them talk in like their native language in these video packages, and they can really be able to dramatize it, get you invested into it, and make you want to watch it. That's what they've been doing this whole time. And I'm gonna be honest, I think Shinsuke's killer promos are the reason why I fucking love the guy again. Like, finally. And,
really amazing video promos.
but anyway, we also gotta talk about Seth Rollins, though, our incumbent, our champion. He's been a good inaugural champion thus far. He's got a couple of good stories to him.
Yeah.
He's, unlike Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, he actually has stories to him. He had the Finn Balor storyline, of course, the 7 years, the fucking injured shoulder, and the redemption arc and all that. The failed redemption arc, should I say.
Definitely a better inaugural champion than Balor by far.
Oh, man. You're just gonna keep grilling me with that one, aren't you?
I just hit you with 2 gut punches in one episode.
I keep fucking over my boy! But anyway, Seth has been a great champion. Now, Shinsuke's big thing, as Gavin has mentioned, is he said his back is broken and his body has failed him. Do you think that's real? Do you think his back's actually fucked?
I don't think it's as fucked
as they're making it out to be.
They're making it out to be, but Seth has been on record in interview to say that he does have back issues, and he just knows that when he stops, it's gonna take a lot of work to get going again, which leads me to believe when he does inevitably leave to go record Captain America, I believe his storylines have been getting stretched out. He's getting more because of the writer's strike. He can't really go film a movie right now.
Exactly.
But I think inevitably when he's done filming that movie, he might need some work from doctors to get going again, because he has on record said when he stops, he doesn't know how easy it'll be to return.
Yeah, and this is the case with a lot of wrestlers. This is just something that they always end up facing later on in their life. A lot of back and a lot of neck problems. Later on, the spinal cord, gets fucked over because they're taking so many bumps in, like, the craziest places. Like, they're fucking flopping on their back off of fucking turnbuckles if their move gets countered, off of the ladders, off of getting slammed onto fucking concrete floor through tables and shit. Your back takes a beating. Your spinal cord, it takes a beating. And your body will eventually, start to fail you. And this is just the case. You're going to get a couple boo-boos, and them boo-boos aren't going to be too good. So, I mean, yeah, I definitely think Seth's back injury is definitely there. Like, he definitely probably has a fucked up back. I mean, he has been wrestling for, like, 10, 15 years now. So, like, 10 years.
And on the main roster since 2012.
Yeah, so 10 years on the main roster when he debuted with the Shield, which fucking banger debut, by the way. I watched it live. It was crazy. But, it was, he's been at it for a while, and obviously, he probably does have a fucked up back, but I don't think it's as bad as it's making it out to be, as, like, Shinsuke's making it out to be, obviously. You've mentioned that, too. But, Seth has been taking this really personal, though, because, I mean, Shinsuke's not only going after him, he's also going after Becky and his kid and all that. He's like, so whenever he, like, lays down, I want his wife to know that he's going to have to, I'm the reason why he's going to need to get help out of the bed, and I'm going to break him, stuff like that. He'll never be able to pick up his child again, shit like that, which is fucking metal, by the way. Which is fucking metal, by the way. fucking, like, this is wrestling, bro. Like,
Is this still PG or did they move back to PG-14 yet?
I mean, I'm pretty sure the label still says PG, but they really do blur the line between the two.
They blur the line.
To get rid of the line, to fucking eradicate the line.
The line is fucking gone.
Yeah, so, I mean, yeah, sure, it might say PG in the corner, but I'm pretty sure it's TV-14 these days.
It's not PG anymore, they just haven't updated that little box.
And, it's just, like, he's been saying some fucking wild shit lately, Mr. Shinsuke Nakamura, and I am honestly all for it. Like, this shit has got me hook, reel, and sinker. Obviously, not as hook, reel, and sinker as the LA Knight and Miz match, but there's a hype train there that I'm very much on. But
100%.
But shit, dude, Shinsuke's been saying the wildest shit, saying how he's gonna break him, he's gonna expose him, his back is, his body's failing him. He has failed. Him saying this shit is just making me go fucking buck wild. And he's like going after Becky and fucking his kid and shit, and I'm like, oh my god. This dude took heel and made it a whole different level. This is like Conor McGregor in the build-up to Khabib fight right now. Like, that kind of build-up there. But, any of my MMA peeps, you'll definitely know what I'm talking about, how personal it's getting. But, it's gonna be a great match, and honestly, I couldn't think of a better main event for a pay-per-view that doesn't have to feature the Bloodline, and this is the reason why we have another World Championship that's not around the waist of Roman Reigns, and, it has the same prestige, because, I mean, Seth has done a great job with his in-ring work, his character work, and his feuds that he's been in with making this title legit, because, like, at first, like, any old wrestling fan, it's easy to see the World Heavyweight Championship as an elite championship again. Like, that's just what we grew up watching. But, like, to the newer audience and seeing that might be seeing the World Heavyweight Championship for the first time, it might be a little bit hard for them to really catch on to it, especially if they started watching in the era of Roman Reigns. So, it might be hard to, like, see the legitimacy in that title, but Seth has done a great job with making these stories and getting this drama and his storytelling, his character work, all of that. He has made this title legit again. I shouldn't say legit again because it's always been legit, but like definitely winning over like the newer audience or people that are just getting back into it and all that. So
yeah, I mean, just like Cody Rhodes said at the post Money in the Bank interview, every second that title is on Seth Rollins, it gains more equity.
It really does. And plus, you're putting it on Seth Rollins, who's, like, the top, like, second most popular superstar on the roster right now, second, like, to Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes. So, I mean, obviously, you gotta put it on a legit guy, and they put it on a legit guy, and you put it on a guy that knows how to work with people, knows how to build a story, knows how to work in the ring, and knows how to even tell a story while in the ring. You know what I mean?
100%.
Like, Seth has...
seriously, tell a story while in the ring. You get the bomb against the barrier that broke Balor 7 years ago. And then you get him and Balor doing it to each other.
Like,
consistently over the last few months. It's like the same exact move.
And it's fucking crazy the way like Seth has been able to work this championship into becoming as legit as it is. And now that Shinsuke went full fucking anime villain mode, he's made it seem like this is something that you want to have, seeming as he's attacked Seth Rollins so much in the name of winning this title and, you know, breaking his back more. It's been an...
You know, that makes me think. What is Seth gonna wear?
You know, honestly, I don't think he's gonna go too extravagant.
I'm not talking extravagance. What he wears symbolizes something about his opponent.
Like he came out with the vest that he...
SummerSlam, he came out with that vest. Against Roman Reigns,
he came out in the Shield gear.
Wearing his Shield vest. Cody Rhodes, he came out wearing Dusty Rhodes polka dots.
Yep.
He picks outfits to fuck with the minds of his opponent. So what could he wear for Nakamura?
I don't know what he could wear for Nakamura. Nakamura and Seth don't really got much of a history as far as competitiveness is concerned. As a person, they've barely really worked with each other in the ring that much. And
Well, I mean, his match with Cody, that wasn't necessarily about a history with him. It was just about Cody's history in general, which is why he picked Dusty's polka dots.
but like that, you got to keep in mind that's what Cody's whole thing was. Like, I'm doing this for my dad. That was his whole thing. He wore it on his sleeve what his story was, and therefore Seth just capitalized on it and wore the Dusty polka dots at the Hell in the Cell match. But like,
there's got to be something.
Shinsuke hasn't really done a whole lot to like putting his story on his sleeve or giving anything personal away to Seth Rollins. Obviously, he knows of the back injury and he's really, really, really keen on that. But he hasn't really done anything to like reveal why he's doing it in this way. Why he's saying he's gonna break him and make him so his wife has to help him out of bed and he can't pick up his kid, right? Um, he hasn't really given a whole reason as to why he did it. Which expert villainy right there.
I mean, there's got to be something that's just skipping our mind.
It probably is, and it's probably somebody in the comments screaming at us right now. But
maybe it's something from NXT because I don't know how long Nakamura was on NXT, but maybe they were on NXT together.
Yeah, maybe. But shit, man. Even though this has been a great feud between Shinsuke and Seth, and Shinsuke definitely has been making a case for him to be the one to beat him, he's not gonna. Seth's gonna win somehow, some way, and we'll probably see a Damian Priest cash in and see what happens.
He's gonna win. And Damian's really gonna win.
Yeah, I mean he could. We could see a cash in and a failed cash in at that, but could see a Damian Priest cash in. That's always on the table, but assuming that's not there, I got Seth winning the match. I don't think he's going to be losing it to Nakamura. If he does, I will be thoroughly shocked. So, yeah. That's what I got. Super excited about this card. It's coming on this Sunday. Let me get the start time for anybody that doesn't know the start time. I want to say it's 8 p.m. Because it's 8 p.m. Yeah. So Saturday, this coming Saturday, which is September fucking whatever the hell, September 2nd. We're gonna get 8 p.m. September 2nd. We're gonna have all this going down, and we're gonna see if our predictions come to fruition. We're gonna be updating the TikTok this time around. I'm gonna be probably filming one after every match to see if I was correct. Maybe give a little reaction to it.
Oh, same day though, September 2nd. We've got material coming out that same day.
Oh yeah, we got Kurt
Angle.
We got the Kurt Angle documentary coming out, which is gonna be awesome. Kurt Angle is one of my favorite superstars to ever do it, and I absolutely loved watching him when I was little. And he always intrigued me. I loved him. And now he's getting his own docu-series, so obviously, like we did with Cody Rhodes, we're going to go over it. We're going to watch it. We're going to take some notes while I'm watching it. I'm going to give you guys some content on it. Give you the TLDR so you don't have to sit through it. Or, just give our opinions on it in general. So that'll definitely be coming up soon. I also got a country episode that's cooking right now with Anthony. It's been taking a little bit because, there's been a lot of distractions there. I got college coming up. Anthony's got a new job that he's trying to settle himself into. So the country episode is definitely cooking. It'll be out soon. I'm hoping to make that the next one. And then of course I have to do some UFC stuff. We got Izzy Adesanya and Sean Strickland. They're gonna be going at it on September 9th. So I'm definitely gonna have to cover that too. So safe to say there's a lot of work that I still have to do here. So we'll definitely keep you updated, of course. Until then, make sure you follow us here on Spotify or subscribe to us on YouTube. We have our own TikTok now, which you can go follow for some funny shorts. It is front.row.access on TikTok. Front.row.access on TikTok. And then, of course, if you want to, go ahead and follow the Instagram while you're at it. That is front_row_access. Once again, replace the dots with underscores, and you will find us on Instagram. So over there, you're going to see a couple of posts, announcements when episodes are being processed and when they're about to be released to you. And then, of course, we have our email that's open always if you want to give us anything. That is frontrowaccess15@gmail.com. So, now that I have plugged the social medias, Gavin and I have some shit that we have to attend to. So thank you all for watching, and be sure to tune in for WWE Payback September 2nd, 8 p.m. Eastern. And
Deuces.
deuces.